morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Welcome to the morning Steam show every Saturday through, I don't know what, Thursday, 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern. Geez, real early with Ramon, 6 a.m. How are you today?
Or 6:07 by the time I get done adding up last night's score of the national championship game. Mindy, great game for the Georgia Bulldogs, the
Right.
University of Georgia, the national champions. And breaking news this morning, they will be replacing the Miami Dolphins in next week's playoffs. They could.
Might have a better shot. You never know.
I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe a better quarterback.
maybe. If anything, right? Look, Bennett had a great game. Everybody's making fun of his age. At least he's not as old as the TCU punter. But, as spectacular as he was, make no mistake, the Georgia Bulldogs have a, professional defense out there, basically. When you look at guys, uh, Jalen Carter out there, Nolan Smith, these guys are just Ringo. I mean, the list goes on of NFL players out there on defense.
Well, I mean, again, we knew that it was going to be like a top three recruiter, a top three scoring efficient team versus a bottom 50 defense, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Not a bottom 50. I mean, ranking under 50 defense, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I was surprised because there wasn't really that weight mismatch on the line, but that offensive line for TCU really couldn't do much of anything yesterday. I bet it's one of those TCU just wish they could start that game all over again. It just kind of stunk. It got away from them so bad.
Fat and sloppy is what they looked, and it looked like Georgia was moving twice as fast.
Oh, I know, right?
And unfortunately, it just it didn't amount to enough to keep much interest. But great job by the Georgia Bulldogs. Did feel a little bit bad there yesterday. Oh gosh, what's the ESPN analyst? And he's got coach right next to him, and he's talking about how great Georgia is, and I could just see Nick Saban's glare right at him. Like just I saw that. I think that was halftime, right? What's his name? God, he was a good college quarterback, but he's one of ESPN's top analysts. But anyways, hello to everyone filing into the chat. Hello to Team Steam. John was here first today, and Ron was next, and Rick, kind of like me, Rick. Let's throw out what I'm saying. Here I am. Latifah's here as well. And thanks for everyone coming into the chat. We're going to preview today NBA, college basketball, NHL. So I hope everyone had a winning night. Scott says Ramon needs some help. So I'm going to be relying on you guys. I have a subpar day yesterday. The total in the football game is about the only thing that I had right. And that was thanks to the Georgia Bulldogs. So Rick's ready to go all in. Bet it on black, Rick.
Right. Always bet on black. Funny.
So hello to everyone in the chat. And
so Butterscotch official name is Mark. So we don't have to say Scotch. We could just say
I don't know. Okay.
Mark. Oh, you don't want to, Ron? You don't want
well, he said he's gone by Scotch forever. So no disrespect. These are all regulars in the chat. So, I mean, the least I could do is try to call them by name. But sometimes when the show's going on, I don't know what I'm doing. So, hope everyone, what can you say? I don't know if there's much more we can do about going over the, I wish we could sit here and talk about the great game, but.
Yeah, it's only a great game if you were a, Georgia Bulldog fan. Then it would be amazing.
Or better.
Yeah.
Or better because.
Or better. Correct.
So really, I'll be quite honest. I mean, bad job by us. I mean, look, I think we knew but I just kind of bought into, um, the momentum, if you will, of
Well, just that they've
TCU.
been scoring so many points, right? I mean, like again, it's one of those like you knew the defense was going to be suspect, but you thought they were going to be able to score enough points to keep up. That's kind of the rationale behind a lot of that. I did not expect the offensive line to just get totally ran over like that. Jeez.
So hats off to everyone I know there were plenty of you in the chat.
They had the
that
Georgia Bulldogs.
I didn't
Yep.
know Arnaz Little's real name is Desi Arnaz. That'd be awesome if it was. If it is,
Yeah. Right.
why wouldn't it be?
I mean, there's
Crush
lots of
is
Kobe
here
Bryants out
today.
there.
Yeah. So I know there are plenty of you that have the Georgia Bulldogs, and I say bad job by me. I'm not saying never going to say that necessarily to Mindy, but we're on the same side. And when you look at it on the surface, it should have been an eye test situation in a situation like that. No doubt about it. Um, bad call. But everybody can whine about bad beats, but you got to take the heat. You got to accept responsibility on a play like that. So I had the over as my premium pick.
Yeah,
But
and
we
we
had
did too. So I mean, we were right on that. I mean, geez, Georgia covered it by themselves.
yeah, yeah, they did and didn't make for much. Like I said, the basketball wasn't too great either, right, Mindy? As far as the card, the type of games I was trying, but kind of lost for a national championship. I mean, I'm always going to watch start to finish, kept it on, but um, you know, wasn't
Yeah.
much excitement. So Terrell Riley's
Yeah, I
here.
wonder how it makes you feel as a player to just know that you have it, right? Because playing softball and such, you never have any scores like that where it's really in the bag. Back in the day, I mean, it's not like now where when you play softball, scores were like 10-9. I mean, it used to be 2-1. I mean, like if you scored 2 or 3, like you were having a great day. So I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see how that would feel as a team to just know that you just totally have it, throughout.
Yeah, there was only one glimmer of hope when TCU hit a long pass, and that's not even worth talking about because it was such a blow. I mean, what were they going to do right there in the beginning of the game? I mean, there was not enough momentum to go around. So, all right, another college football season is in the books, and we'll miss it because we're
Yeah.
running out of football games, and that's the whole. I don't know. Basketball's great. It's going to be a great, couple of months here, getting ready for the tournament, league play, conference play. Getting rolling now. So, all right, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. And, it's not all bad news because look at our own Mindy Hahn right there. She still had a fine day, tops on the leaderboard, everybody, yesterday with a 7-4 record. So, good job by Mindy. Nick 6-4, Sam 2-1, and Daniel with the win in his only pick yesterday. Mindy, only 4 finished in the green. How did you do it?
How did I do it?
I'm desperate for winners.
Well, I did okay in the NBA. I went 2-1 there. Had a pretty decent day in college basketball. Actually, my worst one was in hockey, where team steam we did pretty well. So the only thing I was kind of underwater was in the National Hockey League. Darn it, I had 2 that I was hoping that went over that stayed under. Darn it. So
Well,
yeah,
you
looking for
had
more today. Got what do I have? 3 in the NHL. I currently have 4 in the NBA. And it looks like I have 5 in there for college basketball right now. Waiting on a couple others, seeing how it's gonna do.
take a look at some of those winners from Mindy yesterday. Under in the Lakers game, under in Prairie View and Pine Bluff, also under in A&M and Jackson State. Winner with NC Central. That was I think I had that one on the show maybe. And a win with the over in the national championship game, and also
There's
winner
my
there
totals.
Pelicans against the Wizards, and Also, she had the Flyers on that puck line. So good job by Mindy. Take a look. All the games are loaded up for Mindy today. Side and total, Auburn on Ole Miss. And sounds like she'll have more to come. She already discussed some of those plays, but look at her packages here. 3-pack in the NHL, Mindy. You got a best bet in the NBA, 3-pack in the NBA, 3-pack in college. You said more coming?
I think there may be more coming. I have, like I said, I'm waiting on a line on a, I'm hoping I can drop it down just to like about a point or so on one of those. And then also I have 3 totals I'm kind of hemming and hawing about. So we'll see how it goes. Might have some late steam in there, or I might just say this.
Well, I was up early because I was frustrated with, a real subpar day. I mean, usually if I have a loss, it's usually pretty close, but I was pretty disappointed yesterday. And so I was up and I already have a 5-pack up and ready for the early games. And I'm going hard today on this college card. I do like the college card, which does make me feel a little bit better about what's going on after my subpar day yesterday. So I'll be ready to go in that and get my 5-pack. And I got a discount there. I think a good price, $30. Get my 5-pack of premium plays over there at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save you 20% off all of our premium pick packages. Click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, and get signed up. You can also check out the handicapper leaderboards, see who else is hot. You see, probably still last 30 days, keeping that number still pretty strong, 4,300. Mindy's up 1,450 over the last 30 days. So we already have best bets loaded up from the team of handicappers here at Tony's Picks, including Tony, a $15 best bet for Tuesday in the NBA. And Ben also, he's got a best bet in college basketball. It's Taco Tuesday over there.
Tuesday?
For Ben.
Oh, man. Now I'm hungry.
Tacos for breakfast?
I don't care. Like, I like savory foods anyway. So, I would take a taco over like, say, pastry or donut or pancakes any day.
No, I went off there yesterday, left here perfect timing, went over to the pizza shop, said I'm going to go home, watch the game, get ready, load up on my pizza, and then the game happened. I'm like, well, good thing I got this pizza. So there's all the games for today kind of loaded up there. You see them in chronological order on the pick ticker, so you can always pick up a la carte plays over there for $25 at Tony's Picks from all of our handicappers. Yeah, we will have more plays from the cappers, I would imagine. Everyone's waiting to get kind of started here, I think, but see if we got any more great comments from you. Thanks, everybody.
So Crush, official name, Hassan.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So we're getting, getting to know each other a little bit here.
Ron had a good night last night, he said. And good. See, so far, just the regulars. That's fine by me. And Curtis is here. Curtis just got here as well. So, all right. We can kind of get rolling here and everyone. We just have kind of a short card and show, if you will, today. So,
it's not too bad. What, like 22, 23 games, something like that?
Okay, great. There's been plenty of action so far on the betting board from what I can tell. We'll cover some of those. Maybe we can start to cover some more live steam moves, kind of contemplating whether I can even, maybe cover some of the steam that we weren't covering today. But let's get started, and why not here for Tuesday's card and start with the previews in the NBA. So get ready, everybody.
All right, here we go.
3 picks rundown going. We'll start it off. The Pistons and the Sixers. And the Sixers, a pretty big number here today. This one opened, as low as 9.5, mostly 10.5. Now we're up to 11. It's down to 11, I should say. It shows 11.5 there on the screen. But right now, currently, it looks like the line has dipped down a little bit to 11. And the total, 227.5. That's down as much as 2.5 points off the open.
Geez, it is down a bunch because I was going to take a look at the over at 230. So I'll take it here now. 76ers scored 121 over the last three here. Pistons 114 over 8-2-1. The Pistons last 11. I think I'm going to go ahead and still take the over here, Ramon.
All right, Mindy going to be on the over in this one, Detroit and Philly. I mean, looks like a little bit of value here. So it does, obviously it's going to concern me a little bit because of that move, but I kind of want to go over too. We do have Embiid talking about it there in the chat that he is upgraded here to questionable. I would think the fact that you see that upgraded tag on that indicates to me that he is probably going to play in this one. As Ron said, he will play tonight. So don't know if it's necessarily official, but my read on it is exactly the same here. As far as that's concerned, it does feel like he will play in this game tonight. The fact that he's been moved to questionable, so looks like Ron. He's saying Philly full spread at home. He says go ahead. I think that says go ahead and lay it is what he's saying there. Lay this big number. Scotch is on Philly today as well. It looks like. That says can't trust the Pistons. Ron says he likes the over. Crush likes the over. I feel like I like the over. Again, I'm trying to gauge that market move a little bit. That does concern me that it has gone down. Actually, I know it's creating certainly some value in that. So Latifah wants to go over as well. She's on board. I don't know if I can get off of it now at this point. I mean,
I know Curtis is on the over. Ramon's our only holdout at this point.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, I've already tabbed the over. I know that the boss is on the over as well. I don't want to give away his videos or anything, but Philly's been such a strong over of late. 8 of their last 10 have gone over. Both teams pretty much strong overs. Detroit 24-18 on the season to the over. Philly 22-17 to the over, including 17-10 as a favorite. Let's do it. I'm
all right,
guys. Yep. Ron says he hates laying that many points. I agree. I mean, I think Pistons blowout. I mean, there aren't many teams that are as strong as Philly at home getting numbers. They are 15-7 against the spread at home this season. So we'll start off consensus premium. Let's go over, especially at this discounted price of 227.5. Again, I think if anything, Embiid certainly is a strong defensive force as well. Maybe that's why the number is going down. But obviously, you can't forget his offense too. I mean, he's still a 33.5 points per game scorer.
Right.
Detroit with injuries, Bogdanovich out of this one, and that's kind of a big deal, I would think. So I think that's pretty significant, actually. All right, so maybe that's why under as well, but we'll go over in this one, 227.5. I'm with you guys. Let's do it. Blake's expecting 7 here today out of our 23 or 25 games you said that we're going to preview.
Right.
Thunder and the Heat. The Heat are favored here by 4, and this total looks like it's gone up to 225. I'm even showing it a 225.5 here. This one, I believe, might be moving right now as we speak. Let's see if there's any widely reported steam on it.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's see. No, yes. In fact, it came in about 5 minutes ago in this one over. They went over 224, and that's why you're seeing it now at 225 or higher. Yep.
Okay, well, I was going to look at the under. So again, I feel pretty good about the move, even though the market's a little bit against me here. They are ranked 28th in scoring here, 109 points a game. Thunder 8th at 116 points per game over the last 2. The Heat have only put up, 102? Oh my goodness. I'm taking the under here. 4-1 the last 5 meetings between these two teams as well.
All right, Mindy's going to go under in this one with the Thunder and the Heat. Here, Ron says he does like Miami at home in this one. They are definitely starting to ramp things up a little bit of late, playing a lot better. We know that they've actually covered 6 out of their last 10 at home. Oklahoma City, they've been that big money maker. They're 19-9 as an underdog this season. So Curtis wants to go under here with you, it looks like. Uh, so Ron's going to take Miami and under. Uh, Here comes Crush, though. He's on the Thunder plus the points here. Uh, that's going to be the direction I'm going to go, I'm afraid, with not with Ron, and go with Crush here, I think, in this one. Latifa does want Miami. She wants to lay the points here. Miami, maybe they are turning the corner and that'll help them. They are 6-13-1 against the spread at home this season, 10-17-2 against the spread as a favorite. So I'm with Scotch here as well. So looks like we're in a little bit of conflict there in the chat, but I'm going to be on the Thunder with a few of them. There's a few on the Heat as well. So no, I don't think everyone's going OKC, Latifa. You've got some support with Miami. Dave says Harden assists. Again, not going to, Dave's a great contributor, no doubt about it. And obviously is going over. Like I said, no one goes under in any props. I mean, if anyone puts any props up, just going to assume you're going over because no one wants to go over. But tell you what, if you went under in receiver props in the NFL this past weekend, you'd be rich today. So I've been talking about that on the show lately about how because books are jacking up everything to the over. Everything's jacked up over expectation. I'd almost recommend, nothing against Dave's play here because it's singled out as a single play, but and we don't deal in props here on our site, but you almost could go under in everything and retire. I mean, I don't know why we're not doing it, but tough. It's still a study. I'm still studying that.
We're doing some scientific method out there.
I am. I mean, okay, so we're getting a little bit more. And here again, Ron, Shea player points. I guess it's over here. So no one wants to go under on a prop, just like no one wants to bet an under on a. No one likes boredom except me, I guess.
Well, look, see, they said Kuzma under yesterday.
Okay. Well, numbers gang, I expect him. Here comes Batman into the chat today. Hello, Batman. And Dave says he does like Philly. Oh, that's the other game. Okay, let's go. We got our plays in this one. Mindy is on the under, and I'm on OKC in this one, even though we have a little bit of discrepancy in the chat. Hornets and the Raptors here. Pretty big number, but the Raptors favored here by 7.5. This total is at 230. Opened a little bit higher at about 231, maybe even 231.5. Opened as high as there was some 7s, there was some 8s. So I guess it's kind of right in the middle right now, just where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, we had a little bit of a Raptor surprise last time out here. Both teams, though, 1 and 2 over the last 3. Hornets 118 points per game. Raptors still struggling a little bit at 108. Hornets 3-1-1 against the spread the last 5 road games. I will be taking those Hornets and the plus points here today.
All right, Mindy's on the Hornets plus 7.5 in this one against the Raptors. I will say the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this one. So, but I look at that total now. What did I say? Still 230. Oh man, I don't like the Hornets defense, so that's for sure. But they are excellent at covering the spread on the road, no doubt about that. I mean, 13, 8, and 1 to the number covering numbers at on the road. So I don't know. That's pretty good. And 7.5 points does look kind of juicy to me here, definitely. So let's see what's going on in the chat here. Scott says not laying any points with Toronto, no way. So Charlotte against the spread here. Charlotte for butterscotch. Here's Ron. He wants Raptors and under. Crush says Hornets. I do usually I like the Hornets if they're getting numbers like this. I kind of lean towards that. I look at this total that got steamed up. I mean, Hornets, absolutely no defense. Even Toronto might have a run it up game against them here. Don't mind. Here comes Curtis. He wants the Hornets to cover. Betman says he wants the Hornets plus the 7 points easy cover. So, man, you guys are starting to talk me in here to the Hornets as well. I was probably coming in maybe with the total, but let's do it. Let's go with the Hornets. Big number. Hornets are good at getting numbers, no doubt about it. Toronto just 10-14 against the spread as a favorite this year, and I do like, I don't like the Hornets defensively. We know that, so maybe I can get something going with a total on the premium side because even though it is pretty high, my number kind of goes a little bit higher here. So, all right, two plays. I'm in. Cavs and Jazz. Cavs are a 3-point favorite here. Total is 227 in this one. Open to maybe as low as 225.5. So maybe it's been going up a little bit thanks to some widely reported steam. Interesting to see some steam come in on the over when you're talking about the Cavs, but we know what Utah's been all about as well.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. This one might be a little bit more, that's what I was thinking here is the under, Cavs only 103 per game over the last 3, Jazz 0-2 over the last 2 games, scoring 118, under 9-3-1 last 13, under 7-0 in the last 7 here in Utah. I'll take the under, and it's going up, so that helps me. I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's where the steam came in. It's going up, it looks like here. Looks like Ron wants to take the Cavs to cover at Utah, laying the points on the road here. Crush says he likes the Jazz. It looks like he likes the dog. Latifa on the dog here. Betman says he'll take Jazz money line plus 125 or so. Ron says Cavs to cover. You guys are all over the place in this one. So I'm going to have to make my own mind up here. Curtis with Mindy, though, Cavs to go under. Whoops, sorry about that. Curtis says Cavs to go under. Dave says he likes the Cavs in this one. Sounds like he's checked his injury report and pretty clear. No real big names on the injury report for the Cavs. Maybe for the Jazz, Olynyk, THT also looks like he's out for this game. For the Cavs, just Wade is out. So, but I'm going to be on Utah in this one plus the points. That's the way I'm going to lean in this one. You figure Utah right now, maybe a little bit better cover, 23-19 overall, but 17-7 as an underdog against the spread. So I'm going to take those points at home. Even though Betman says take the money, maybe I'll sprinkle the money line as well. Scott says take a look at just some recency with the last 2 games, and yeah, let's see, Cleveland. Yep, they've won 4 out of their last 5. So in Utah, a little bit more opposite, right? 1-4 straight up. So, all right, I'm not changing my mind. I'm on the Jazz plus the points at home. Mindy's going to be on the under. All right, big news in this one. Suns and Warriors right now. It's down to 11.5, total 228.5. We learned yesterday afternoon that looks like it's time for the return of Steph Curry to the lineup. Don't know, maybe where the line would have been without him, but the Suns are having some woes, I would think, of late. But this one opened mostly around even there was some 10s, 10.5s, but some 11s. So it's only gone up. Actually went up to 12 and back to 11.5. The total has crept up just a little bit, 228.5 now up to now down to 228. Okay, well, it's gone up and down.
Well, I mean, I think this one's going to be interesting because we got a little bit of a unknown here. Warriors usually get at home, but suddenly losers of two and only scored 110 during those, games. So it's going to depend on, how much of an impact he can, make right away, basically. I'm going to take the Suns here and the points. See what happens.
All right, Mindy's going to take Phoenix here, plus those big points, hoping they get back on track a little bit from some of their woes. Curtis says he loves like the over in this game. Scotch says take the Warriors. Phoenix playing a low tempo, low energy game of late. So it seems like Warrior games at home definitely have some issues. Ayton is questionable for this game. We know that Booker's still out, so Chris Paul, he's out. But yeah, the question there from Dave, Curry's probable. So it looks like it's time for his return in the lineup here. Clay probable as well. He is listed on the injury report, but he's probable as well. And so does look like Warriors back on track, but now you're going to have to lay that premium price with them here at home, where they've definitely done a great job.
Right.
But now you're going to end up paying a little bit of tax because it's all back together. O is here today. Hello to O. So Warriors should cover. So it looks like Crush is going to be with you here. Betman says, that wrong game there. We're already past that one. So, all right, Mindy's going to be on the Suns here, and I agree with. Let's see, I had someone in the chat agreeing with me here. Not Curtis. He said over. Was there any? Nobody went under in that. Well, Latifah with one more comment regarding that. Scott says, take a look at those Suns scores. I'm on the under here in this one with Phoenix and Golden State. To me, Golden State at home, a little bit better brand of defense here. And even though Curry's back in,
Right.
I look for a little bit of control. You got Phoenix under 7 of their last 10 have gone under. Warriors 8-13 to the under at home, where they've had all that success, winning 17 out of 21 games. So, all right, Mindy is on the Suns. I'm on the under. Magic and Trailblazers here. Trailblazers -7. And the total is 230 in this one. This one, open maybe 6.5 up to 7 now. And the total has been pretty steady. Maybe it opened a little bit higher, but looks like a lot of action on the over from the public.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I got to go with the Magic here again today, only because Trailblazers have lost 3 now. I mean, Mark was talking about how bad the Suns have been. I mean, it's kind of the same thing here with the Trailblazers, right? Averaging 103, over their last 3, Magic 1 and 2 over their last 3, but still they're putting up a little bit more, 113 here over those games. Magic 5 and 2 against the spread here on the road. I'm gonna take the Magic today.
All right. Well, Magic on the back-to-back after that disaster yesterday, getting killed by Sacramento.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, we were on the Magic yesterday and paid the price. Really
Right.
bad performance, certainly, by them there. Curtis says he likes the over here. Scotch Portland and over. And it looks like Crush says Magic can get the money here. Mindy says Magic can get the money here. I want to come back on the Magic, after a dull performance like that. Ron says Portland and under. Betman says cover last night. Nope. They lost,
Right.
I don't know, what did they lose by? 30, 40,
A
50
lot.
points? So Ron says Portland at home here. Latifah says she wants to go over in this one. I'm going to try the Magic on the back-to-back plus the points against this Portland team. Portland hasn't been a great cover, certainly. The Magic, 20-14, covering as an underdog this season. So I'll come back and try them again with you, Mindy, at +7.5 tonight in this one against the Blaze. 7+7, I think, is what we're going to find that line to be. But I'll try it again. They better hopefully show some heart tonight. Portland has not been covering very many numbers of late. Just 3 of their last 10 games overall. Pretty decent cover at home, but let's see. We'll try the Magic tonight. Yeah. All right, last game on the board here, Mavs and Clippers. The Clippers, now they're down to 1.5. Total has gone up here to 221.5. Open as high as Clippers 3.5. So we know that Paul George, I believe, is out. Let me just check this injury report here before you go, Mindy. Definitely think that Paul George, he's out of this game. Luke Kennard also out. Doncic listed as questionable. So I think, Mindy and I are going to have to make a pick here on this one, but I would think Doncic's questionable tag and the fact that it feels like he might play because of the direction of this line move, but still probably in the best interest of most to wait and see on this one. Unless they want to gauge the market a little bit now and try to speculate on his playing status. But Mindy, we've got to bet. We've got to make picks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to, hedge on him playing as well. I'm going to take the Mavericks. Clippers have lost 6 in a row now. Mavs 4-2 over their last 6. 5-2 against the spread the last 7. They're in Los Angeles as well. I'll take them, and I have to sneeze, so one moment.
All right, Ron says Luka plays. He's going to be on Dallas plus the points. It looks like he is predicting that Luka will play. So Scott says he hears Luka will be out. He's definitely listed as questionable on the injury report currently. So that does concern me. I don't see Kawhi on the injury report at all. So usually when I see that Kawhi is not on the injury report, I expect him to play. Now, granted, last time he wasn't on the injury report. He ended up being a late scratch. So, but for me, I'm probably going to be on the under in this game. Yeah, the steam came in on the over, but usually for me, it's pretty cut and dried. If I've got Kawhi in the lineup, I'm almost going to go under every time.
Every time.
Curtis here is coming in on the under here in this one. Scotch says this might be the spot for the Clippers here, right? So, yeah, well, the thing is, Mindy, I mean, the Clippers at home where Kawhi does most of his work, they're 3-7. They're 17 out of 20 games have gone under at home. So it's probably one of the strongest in-season trends going side or total with any team right now. 17 out of 20 games at home for the Clippers have gone under. Now, we know Dallas definitely is a team that can trend over. So, Dave says he plays and he can't do it alone. He wants the Mavs. So Ron's going to be with me on the under here. And all right, I think that's going to wrap up the card for NBA. Be looking forward. Hope there's some crunch time. I was talking with Tony about on the show yesterday. If you guys haven't seen the crunch time show on NBA, you can get it on the app, and it's like red zone for the NBA. So it's really cool, especially as the games are coming down the stretch, and the analysts usually attack it from a betting angle. So it usually comes on like in the middle of the games. It doesn't start right when the card starts. It usually comes on like at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and doesn't even run into the late games, I would think, with this card. So it's too bad it doesn't. Maybe they won't have it today because of the cards kind of imbalanced with those 3 early starts and then 4 kind of late starts. So, yeah, Ron says, Kawhi doesn't even like playing regular season games. So, all right, that's a look at the NBA tonight. We're going to also go into some college games. I love the college card. I hope I am not being overly optimistic because I had a subpar day in college yesterday. So I was bummed. But let's get into it. We've got 5 games loaded up. Maybe that's why I'm not so excited and enthusiastic like usual. But these are good games today compared to yesterday.
Right.
Had to watch the games on YouTube. I'm like, Mindy, here you go.
Yeah, you can find my Delaware State game on YouTube.
I said, here, watch Norfolk here on YouTube because we can't, the football game is terrible. So there've been lots of steam across the board in college basketball today so far. So let's see if it's any of our games. We're going to start with an early game here, and it's going to be VCU against Loyola Chicago. And this one, we've got VCU the favorite here. They're 3.5, and the total's dropped down here to about 137.
All right, so we got 60 watching. So you need to let us know when we get to what? What's our record?
65.
What did we do? 65 is our record. So we need to get
Yeah.
to 66 today, hopefully. All right, so here we go. All right, Rams 3-1 against the spread in the last 5 overall. They're 0-3 on the road, 4-5-1 against the spread in the last 10. Loyola Chicago, on the other hand, 2-4 at home, 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. It's weird because I have like VCU winning this by like 10, right? And it's one of those, like, to me, sometimes that should be, good enough for, a premium play. But, but it's like I'm not really feeling it today with these folks. So, I mean, I'm going to take them at minus 3.5 here. They have the better field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage. I like them. I'll take VCU today, minus 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, Mindy. The thing that you can rely on, though, at least, probably because VCU, they're 0-4 against the spread on the road. They're 5-10-1 against the spread overall. But Loyola of Illinois, Loyola Chicago, they're one of the worst spread teams right now in the country at 3-11 ATS and 2-5 ATS at home, 1-4 ATS as a dog. So these guys are gonna. It sounds like one of those games where no one wants to win. Now VCU, they are winless on the road so far. 0-3, so that might be also some of your concerns. I mean, yes, they're 11-5 overall, and Loyola of Chicago not having a Loyola of Chicago start at just 6-9 straight up. So maybe that's some of the concern just because they haven't won on the road yet. Thurman Hill asking about Kansas State. I don't know if you can get something together by the time we finish these games, Mindy. Maybe we'll take a look at that game. Oklahoma State and Kansas State. I will tell you, I have a premium play on that, so it's on the side. So I would only cover the total. If you have your notes ready, maybe we can come back to that game.
Look here while you're talking.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. Dave says, "Hey, good to see Dave here today." Also, VCU against the spread almost seems too obvious. I get it, because Loyola of Chicago, not playing their typical good ball, I would say. I don't know how else you can characterize it. Maybe it's a down year for VCU. So Crush does like Loyola of Chicago, though, today. And Butterscotch says he likes the under in Loyola of Chicago today. So it looks like I'm going to be on an island a little bit here. I'm going to go over with VCU and Loyola of Chicago. So far, Loyola Chicago 4-1 to the over as an underdog. Both teams have gone over in 7 of their last 10 games. So for me, it's going to be an over. Mindy's going to be on VCU, laying those 3.5 points on the road. All right, and that's the only game we're going to cover from the 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific block. But I'll just mention I do have that. I mentioned the Oklahoma State, Kansas State pick. I have a 5-pack in this one. Latifa also interested in another one kind of off the board here, Mindy. And these are the kind of things, no problem. We can probably get something together at the end of the segment between Villanova and DePaul.
Okay.
Not on our schedule, but I think that I'm ready with my notes on that game, with my handicap anyway.
No problem.
So after I had a losing day yesterday, I didn't go to, I took a nap, but I got up early because I'm like, I want to look at this college card. I've got to win. I've got to win. So, Crush, okay, save that comment too, Crush. Maybe I can come back and find your comment, and I'll try to remember it that you like Nova. But I want to preview that game. Maybe we even whip up some graphics here for it and get a couple more videos out of it with your suggestions. So great job, you guys, to do that. Do it early enough, and we can come around to it. It's sometimes at the end of the segment where we're ready to move on to the next sport. Of course, you can always also ask for the next day as well. That's another option too. So, but I think we can do it. Okay, Temple going against Tulsa here in this one. This is at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific time. And right now, I'm showing in this one, Mindy, that Temple is up to a 4-point favorite. Total is 143.
Yeah, Temple 2-1 on the road, 6-3 against the spread. Tulsa, they got some pretty bad numbers here. Ramon 0-6 at home, 0-10 against the spread at home. Losers of 4 in a row now. Temple is better from 2, better free throw shooting. I mean, if you look at that, I mean they're 33rd in the nation. Tulsa, from the line, they're 318th. So that really hurts them in games like this as well. Temple, they also out rebound them. Again, this is one of those, like, I have it winning, really big. So it's one of those, sometimes it's hard for me to believe. I have them winning by like 16. But it's one of those at the same time, right? You have both teams that are bad on offense, bad on defense. So they kind of rank out about the same if I take a look at it that way. That's why when I see something by 16, I'm not so sure. But I think I'll go ahead and take Temple here, -4.
Well, fair enough. I mean, nobody, Temple, or I should say Tulsa is the worst spread team in the nation right now.
Yeah.
1-13 against the number. They haven't covered in, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 in a row. I don't even know how many. They haven't covered in a long time, any spreads at all. So Tulsa is the worst spread team in the nation right now, no doubt about it. So easy to see why you might want to prefer Temple. The only problem that I kind of see with it is what you're what you were explaining. So I don't know. To me, it just seems like Temple, even this number seems quite reasonable. Tulsa gets no respect, from the public, really. So do got a couple of games they'd like to preview tomorrow. Mindy, maybe we could take note.
Yeah, Baylor, West Virginia.
Yep, and also Creighton and Xavier, they playing each other. So I'm not sure if Crush is saying 2 different games, but we'll figure it out.
2 different games. Yeah.
No problem here. So, okay, yeah, and that one, Batman, he might be a little behind. I don't think he's talking about this game because we haven't really talked about the total necessarily in this one. But
yeah, he's like a game behind.
Okay, no problem. But yeah, Scott says he'll go with Temple after hearing the woes of Tulsa, if you will. They're 4-10 straight up, also, and Temple's been pretty decent, certainly, just 9-8 straight up, but against the spread, 6-3-1 in their last 10, 4-1-1 against the spread on the road. So Temple showing some heart as well. Maybe it's the spot for Tulsa, but I don't want. I'll go ahead and find out. I'm going to go with Mindy in this one. It does seem like there's some problems there with Tulsa. Again, they've won a few games, but just not getting numbers. Now they're not favored here, but they are as an underdog. Easy to say because we had just pointed out they don't cover any, but they're 1-9 against the spread as an underdog. We'll mention Temple just 4-6 against the spread as a favorite, but maybe a reasonable number here. I would expect Tulsa to eventually get something, get one of these games, but they're going to have to show something first. Let's take
today.
Yeah, let's take Temple here in this one. All right. Yeah. Okay. Crush. No problem. We got you on that one for tomorrow as well. So
68.
Oh, nice, Scotch. Thank you. Awesome. Well, we didn't know we'd end up here, did we?
That's right. We did not know we would end up here. And tomorrow is going to be our 1-year anniversary at Tony's Picks. Hooray.
Oh, okay.
We started January 11th. And today's my brother's birthday, if anyone cares. He turned 40. Happy birthday, Matt.
No, shout out to your brother. There and yeah, so although the preparations for Tony's picks, we were already on. It took us
Oh yeah,
some time in the build up to getting, but once
correct.
the site went
But
online,
the first day it went live. Yep.
yeah. So 1 year the Tony's picks, and congratulations to Tony as well. How about that? So I mean,
Yeah.
Tony's been doing it on his channel for a long time, and had his pre-picks blog and all that too, but. This was just another part of what they wanted to do, and nice job, Latifa. Thank you very much for that. So, yep, Crush has been.
I feel like I've been here a year. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, here we've only been this is our 5th month, I think, is what we were talking about as on this show, but we started doing shows with Tony almost immediately when the site went live. So we've been doing shows for a year. So Crush says he's been watching Tony for 2 years. I feel like I've been watching Tony for longer than that. And when I saw that, he's looking for cappers, I was pestering the GM, and he almost forgot about me. I feel lucky to be here. So I had to beg. I had to persist that I could do this. And I'm still not sure I can do it, but here we are with the show.
Funny.
Okay. Okay. Mindy, I got something for everybody here in this. Let's have a little fun. The show is kind of shorter today. North Carolina taking on Virginia here. Virginia, 4.5 point favorite, and the total down to 134. I just want to ask everybody, Mindy, I know that you probably do, and I just want some help in the chat with everybody. If you guys watch as much college basketball as I do you guys watch ESPN Plus college basketball? Because you can just go down the row game to game, right, as the games are ending almost on the different screen. One game ends, you just pull it up, the thing kind of readjusts itself to like the next game that's ready. The score is right there. You kind of pick the closest game. So, but over the last month or so on ESPN Plus, Mindy, one of the same commercials that keeps running over and over again is the man is in the desert with the basketball court. And you got that great reggae version of You Make Me So Very Happy. If you guys have seen this, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. The commercial, and the man goes up into the basket and everything, and it trails off with a great a cappella solo of the song. And I just want to know, is that Caleb Love in the commercial? Because I can't find it anywhere on the internet. I was like, who is that? Right? Who is that? Some people were like, oh, it's Justin Jefferson. I'm like, well, maybe it is, but I mean, he's a football player. Why would it have that? So let's see. Some people, let's see. Is there anybody commenting on this? Okay, we got some comments on the game. So okay. So
no, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the commercial, so I'll have to make sure I'm more aware.
So. Okay, because I can't play the commercial here. Oops, I can't play the commercial here due to like copyrights and stuff like that. So, but I do have a picture of the YouTube. And you guys, if you haven't seen 70, thank you guys. Thanks, Batman. Thanks, Blake. Thanks, Scotch, for pointing it out. Everybody's going to start. Hello, Walk This Way. I also want to say hello to who else did I just see in here? I didn't get to greet.
So Mike says it's Justin Jefferson.
He says, Mike, hey, Mike, nice to see you as well. Yeah. He says it's Justin Jefferson. You guys know what Caleb Love looks like. I mean, I think North Carolina, they're great. I mean, we know they had a great season last year, obviously. So he says Justin Jefferson. That's a lot of the speculation as well. Carolina is a Nike team, but I believe that Caleb Love has, signed with Adidas. So here's a picture, anyway, of the man. And if you haven't seen this commercial, the long version, don't leave the show right now. We've got everybody in here.
I know, 71.
It's an awesome commercial, and there you see it. It's Remember the Why, and remember, that's a Kobe thing. Remember, Kobe famously wore both Nike, or started with Adidas before going over to Nike. To me, that's Caleb Love. Some people say that's Justin Jefferson, but nowhere on the internet does it say who it is. At least, and I'm a kind of an internet sleuth. So
Right.
we can't show the commercial, but it's about 3 minutes long. It's really awesome, the long version. And they have that loving you is where it's at. You make me so. And
Oh, yeah.
it's really, right now, right? The song
Yeah.
comes on, and it's an old a cappella reggae version of "You Make Me So Very Happy," and it tails off with "Whoa, whoa," and it's an awesome commercial. And look at this version of it; it's about 3 minutes long, and I believe it's Caleb Love, um, like is being said there by Mike, he says that it's Justin Jefferson. And so let's go on to the picks. But I just want to have some fun with this because
Yeah.
the commercial's on so much. I think they might have actually stopped playing it so much but for a month it was like every commercial, and then I sing the song every time, and that's why I nailed it there on my
Well, of course, right?
on my karaoke here on the show. So, but check it out if you guys want to see that commercial. It's really cool the way the athlete walks in and everybody wants to talk to him. So, all right, man, up to now we're losing them. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Mindy, go ahead. But we did have one pick already in the game, I believe, and it was Crush coming in here saying he likes North Carolina on the money line in this one. We got more picks coming in, but go ahead.
All right, yeah. So North Carolina 4-5-1 against the spread. Virginia only 1-9 against the spread here so far. But for me, I'm going to go over the total here today. It's 6-0 for the Tar Heels. So the last 6 has gone over. UVA trends a little bit under, but they're actually 4-4. So they split at home with that over under. I have it at, about 142, 144. I mean, North Carolina averages 79 points away. Virginia averages 69 at home. So that's about a 148 right there. Even if I adjust kind of a little bit here for, points allowed here on defense, home and away, North Carolina 71, Virginia 72, that's about 143. And then if I take a look at their last 3 rolling average, offensive and defensive, it's 73 to 72. So I'm still hitting the over there on that. So I'll take the over here today, Ramon.
All right, Mindy's on the over. North Carolina and Virginia. The official reported steam, the widely reported steam, came in on the under in this game, but I'm looking to go over in this one as well between these two. Most people say it's Justin Jefferson. He's a football player. It's a basketball commercial, but anyway, I love this North Carolina team still. I mean, I'm a big Caleb Love fan, so I mean that's why I brought it up. But I mean, I love Baycott. Who wouldn't love these guys right now? I think they can probably do it again. So Scotch is going to be on the over here in this one. I think Betman's. I always talk about the spread or the total here. Too many points ain't no way. I think he means the total there. Maybe. I mean, we know Virginia can have some funky games, right? But Carolina, they already have 5 losses, but I think it's a thing where they could get complacent. Virginia 11-3, but Carolina 8-2 against the number in their last 10 games. They've really been picking it up of late. But I want to go, or no, I'm sorry. These guys aren't covering the spread at all. I'm talking about the total. 8-2 to the over last 10 games. That's why I'm on the over.
Okay.
With Mindy.
For a consensus play.
Yeah.
Nice.
Reduced number of 134. We know Virginia can be a big time under team a lot of times, but they're still right now this season 7-6 to the over so far this season. So Virginia's been an absolutely dreadful team against the spread, 1-9 in their last 10, but Carolina's 1-6 against the spread on the road. Combined, these two teams are 8-21 against the number. So Betman says Virginia giving up those points, that's too many against the Heels right now. So, I think Betman is saying Carolina. Yeah, I think he's saying Carolina. Curtis says Carolina and the over. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it too. Maybe they'll pay the price, but Leaky Black. I mean, I think these guys. I think Carolina's still the team, you guys. I really, really do. I think that maybe there's a little bit of complacency in there that's kind of led to some of these losses early on. And they played some tough games. So, all right, we've got a premium consensus there, and let's go to Mindy Country and take a look at this one between Illinois and Nebraska. Mindy, the Illini on the road here, favored, and it is currently at 3.5, total 139.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois here is off a win versus Wisconsin. Nebraska off a win versus Minnesota. Illinois here, they're just the better shooting team. I talk about this quite a bit, on Tony's show and stuff. Nebraska's not very deep, right? They only got two guys that tend to score in double digits. They kind of got to go by committee here. Illinois, they definitely have, 5 guys that can hit double digits pretty much at any time. I have Illinois winning this one here by 5 today. I'm going to take the Fighting Illini minus 3.5 at home versus or Nebraska at home. Illinois away.
You're taking Illinois on the road, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know as well as I do. I mean, Nebraska has won 6 of 7 games at home this season. Illinois is still looking for their first road win. It's only their third true road game right now. So I'm not sure I feel like it might be the spot for Nebraska, but I'm not sure it's a big play. At least they're getting some points at home. So, but you got everybody else kind of agreeing.
Nebraska tends to mess this game up a lot. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, you have the experience there, certainly with this series. I mean, Illinois, how many in a row have they won from Nebraska?
A ton.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't look at how many, but I know it's got to be at least a half a dozen, if not more, right? So,
right.
Dave, Illinois impressive versus Wisconsin. Scott says, I think Illini takes the Wisconsin win and builds off it. Here's Scotch on the Illini. Betman on the Illini. Well, I can't go against you guys in this one. I'll go under. I'll go under in this one between Illinois and Nebraska. We know all Nebraska games go under anyways,
they
right?
Do.
1-8 to the under at home so far this season for Nebraska. 3-13 to the under so far at home this season. Everybody's on Illinois, probably except me. I'm going to give Nebraska a chance here to get this number. Maybe they won't win, but I'm going to take the under, especially now at 139. I'm interested in that. I was going to check to see if it was getting very steamy in here with that game between Illinois and Nebraska, 6:53 and 6:54. Yeah, it did get steamed to the over, about 40 minutes ago. So, all right, Dave, too. Crush is one. There's one Nebraska vote. Then that Illinois, that's about as big of a in college basketball with our chat. That's about as many as I've ever seen on one side. Here comes Dave as well. So, but I'm with you, Crush. Not strong. I just want to give Nebraska a shot because they've won at home. They played some. You've seen the schedule, Mindy. It's not totally impressive. Okay, hey, let's go to Nevada versus San Diego State. And San Diego State here favored by 9. They're not a very good team at covering spreads, that's for sure. One of the most overrated teams in the country as far as that's concerned. Still like this team, but 9 and 138.
Yeah, it's one of those that, like you said, SDSU here 2-7 against the spread in the last 10. Nevada, on the other hand, 6-3 against the spread. They find themselves, I think, undefeated here. It's one of those things that, both of these teams here, I think, have done or outperformed probably what they were supposed to do at the beginning of the season. It's one of those. Nevada was pretty much, looking at 9th in their conference, have beaten, at least 4 teams in the conference that are above them. The Wolfpack, they also have that big height advantage over San Diego State here in this one. Underdogs also 5-0 in the last 5 meetings. Road team 7-1 the last 8. I think I like Nevada in this one as they're 4-0-1 following a straight up win to the spread cover. I'll take them here +9.
I will too, Mindy. San Diego State. Look, they are 12-3 straight up. They're 4-10 against the spread. What does that say? They're laying too many points every single time. You said it. They're not getting any numbers. Nevada. Not only are they getting, they're 14-3 now. Their spread record isn't as good as that, but how many teams quite often are as good, right? But you said it. They both, both teams have won 8 out of the last 10 straight up. But Nevada 11-4-1 against the spread overall. That's exactly the opposite, pretty much, of what San Diego State's spread record is here. So it's ticked down a little bit. Widely reported team came in on the over. It's not the same San Diego State type of team. They definitely are playing higher scoring games right now. So Butterscotch says can't bet Illinois games. Right. I mean, those are the biggest joke, really.
I know what's the
When the
point,
gaming
really.
commissions do that, right? I mean, doesn't make any sense. So Curtis coming in, he wants to take Nevada with us. We'll be on Nevada here in this one.
So do you want to put up graphics for those other games, Ramona, or do you want to just kind of move forward on some, or what's your thoughts?
All right, you're ready, right, with some picks?
Yeah, because you said we were looking at Oklahoma State, K-State, right?
Okay. Yeah, we
And
can
you
do
said
that so that we can get another video out of it too, because Oklahoma State here against Kansas State. We know that right now I'm showing that it is Kansas State, Mindy, -5.5, and the total is 139.
Yeah, so if I go to my handy dandy spreadsheet here, I have Kansas State here winning by 3 to 4 points, meaning they are not going to cover. So I will be taking Oklahoma State here at plus a 5.5 in this one. Ramon?
Okay, and again, I've got a premium play. Mindy says take Oak State +5.5 in this one. Yeah, I've got a premium play on the side, so I'm not saying whether Mindy might be on the same side. It might not be. I don't know if I can actually say, but I do know this, that for the most part, the market has come in kind of with pressure on the over. This one opened as low as got as low as maybe 137.5. Now up to this 139 in this one. So let's see if it was no. It's just been a gradual move, not necessarily seeing any steam that would indicate that it's been steamed at all. So just kind of a gradual move here by the public is the way that I'm seeing it. So. But I'm going to probably look. I'm going to have to look to the total. Like I said, I've got any comments from the Kansas State over here? Says
Yeah.
Curtis in this one today. I think we had another one here, Scotch, coming in as well. He says he likes what Kansas State is doing right now. I mean, yeah, definitely looking pretty decent right now. Kansas State. Did we? Trying to think if we previewed them in that last game, didn't we?
Which one?
The last game, K-State. I want to look it up here. When we talked about them, I thought we maybe had previewed that last game. Who was it? Let me see. The Baylor game. Baylor on.
Probably.
Okay, with 97, 95. Look at those numbers that they're putting up there of late. So, but for me, I'm probably going to go over the total in this one with these two teams with that steady move higher at 139 currently. So a little bit of pressure to the over. That's the way I'll look as well. Kansas State at home. You look at some of those offensive numbers that they put up of late against fellow Big 12 teams. Oklahoma State did have a kind of a clunker, if I'm not mistaken, with a really low. What was it? They lost to Texas 56-46 as a 3-point dog last time out. So that was a pretty crummy game. So Curtis does like the over here as well. Crush says K-State to cover. I'm going to go over in this one, Mindy, 139 with Oak State and Kansas State, and you're on the Cowboys.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. And there was one other.
Yeah, it was Villanova and DePaul. So I'm scrolling down here to get to that.
Yep. Okay, and this one I'm showing Villanova on the road here as a 6-point favorite, and the total here is 143, shaded to the under, just a little bit of juice actually here on the under with uh, De- Villanova and DePaul. Here we go, ready with Villanova and DePaul. Villanova -6, and the total 143.
Yeah, I mean, this one looks, pretty similar to that last game. Like you said, you have the better offensive efficiency teams with the lesser defensive efficiencies. I kind of have the spread as too close here on this one. I'm coming right about that number of, I don't know, I have it at 142. I'm not really looking at the screen, so I don't know if that's still what it is. But 143? Okay. But on this one here, I actually have, Villanova by 4 is what I'm looking at. And so I'll take DePaul here today, plus 6.5.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing we have the graphic because I'm going to come in here with you on DePaul. I see it the same way, maybe just a little bit too high. Curtis is on Villanova here. Like I said, there was one play earlier, might be too far. The great thing about having so many people in our show now is I can't really go back and find the chat comment that I want at the right time. So I don't know. That's kind of not great, but someone else had a call in this game if I'm not mistaken. So maybe
Yeah, Crush had Villanova in the
is that what it was?
in the Wayback Machine. Yep.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. There it is, and you said it again. Thank you.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Sorry to make you repeat yourself, but too many comments. That's awesome. Too many comments. So Thurman says he's with you, Mindy. I'm with you, Mindy. Let's get another play out of it. I want to take DePaul here plus the points. Yeah, I agree. Maybe just slightly at this time, too many points between these two teams. I don't think DePaul's too great, but Villanova obviously not quite the same Villanova under Coach Wright. It looks like right now. So. DePaul hasn't been anything special versus the spread necessarily, but Villanova 4-10 against the spread as a favorite, so that doesn't bode too well. And I will mention DePaul 5-2 straight up at home. Villanova just 2-3 straight up on the road. DePaul's been woeful as an underdog, straight up 1-8.
Right.
But again, that's just straight up, and they've been playing.
But that's usually like when they're like, it's one of those like they've been like 10-point underdogs.
So yeah, for sure.
Expected to lose those games. So
yeah, they're not anything too special. They're 7-9. Villanova's just 8-8. So let's go ahead and take DePaul, get us another play out of it. See, chat, that's a good thing right there.
And we made it to 7. So we're getting close to seeing if we can get over our 7 premium plays, Ramon.
Well, I mean, we got a whole slate of hockey. So
right.
FIFA, get ready. Here we go. We got hockey coming right now in this one. And we're going to start off with one of our favorite teams. One of our favorite teams to bet on with the Kraken and the Sabres in this one. Kraken on the road. It's a long road trip, it looks like here, but man, they just keep getting it done. And they're actually a dog here. I don't know if it's moved yet back. I don't know if it will move back. Let's see what we got here. Right now, I'm showing that it's just about a pick 'em everywhere you look. Maybe the Sabres are the slightest of favorites, but let's just call it a pick 'em right now. Maybe we'll give the Sabres $1.08 or so. Total 6.5 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I kind of like, the Sabres as well in this one, but that's not going to be my play because I'm going to be rooting for the Kraken and the Sabres to score lots of goals today. Sabres ranked in second in goals for, Kraken 6th, over 7-1 in the last 9 after allowing 2 goals or less in their previous game. Over 7-1 Sabres last 8. I'm going to take over 6.5.
All right, Mindy will be on the over here in this one. Yeah, the Sabres, what can you say? I mean, they're just cranking out goals right now, no doubt about it. Had some plays in there. Some Crush likes the Sabres. Orlando's on the Sabres. Latifa wants to go on the over here as well. Sabres 22-15-1 to the over this year, including 12-7-1 to the over at home. Seattle's been kind of an under team, certainly. So I don't know, 6.5. Everyone's on the Sabres. Here's Curtis, so he's on the over here. I'm gonna come back to the well. Going with Seattle on the road. I can't get off of them. They've made me too many wins. Too many wins with the Kraken right now. I'm going to take them again, and really like this team. Really like them on the road. I mean, look, don't forget. I mean, they're 12-4 straight up on the road this season. So that's compared to 10-8 at home. So these guys like the road better. And I'll go with the Kraken here in this one. Mindy's going to be on the over.
Yeah, how do you quit saying, a lot and stuff on TV? I don't know. It's kind of hard. Or YouTube channel. I've tried. It's my normal cadence. I don't know what else to do about it.
Here's the Canucks going up against the Penguins here. The Penguins $1.80, 6.5. Overs getting the action here. 6.5 over 25.
Canucks have allowed 5 goals per game over their last 3. That sets them at 30th this season in goals against. Penguins ranked 18th in goals for, 129. Canucks are ranked 12th. I'm going to take a look at the over. It's 13-4-1 Canucks last 18 road games. Over is also 5-1, and Penguins last 6 here as well. Taking the over.
I'm going to go over with you as well. I'm a little worried about this game just moving up like it is right there. That certainly does indicate that the market is going over in this one. I've got a lot of 7s on the models here. Certainly, I think Vancouver can be competitive in this game and get enough, get their goals, get their share of goals to help this one go over the total. And that's the way I'm going to look as well. I'm going to agree with Mindy here, no doubt about it. Vancouver 15-5 to the over on the road this season. And Pittsburgh's been going over a little bit of late as well. So Crush says, though, go Penguins. Butterscotch says he's going to lay that puck line at -1.5, plus 130 on that puck line, or plus 125 at some of the square shops. So let's go over, Mindy, 6.5. Laying some juice here, but I like it. Let's go over Canucks and the Penguins.
Sounds good.
All right. Here we go now with next up. What I got? Devils and the Hurricanes here in this one. Nice game going on here with these two teams. Showing right now the Hurricanes are down to $1.40. The total is about 6 flat.
Oh goodness. Well, the Devils, they're 14-2 in their last 16 road games. I will be taking the underdog Devils here today in this one. Hurricanes 0-3 over their last 3, scoring 3 goals per game while giving up 5. I'll take the Devils.
Yeah, the Devils have their woes. They might be coming back a little bit. You see the move is definitely on the Devils, and that's the direction I'm going to go as well. We're going to be in agreement here. Carolina's been great. Maybe the Devils have stumbled a bit. Now they're starting to get it back. Carolina's still 7-2-1 their last 10. This is kind of hard to buck in a way, but look, the Devils kind of the same thing, right? They're 14-2 straight up on the road and just 11-10 at home. So I agree. Scott says the value. Latifah's just going to roll with her. She's just saying my Devils, but I think she'd probably be on them if we're on them. So let's get on them. But Crush says Hurricanes. No doubt. I mean, this is a pretty decent game. No doubt about it. Both teams 25 wins so far this season. So Curtis, I totally agree here. Well, it depends if you're taking he just says he's going to go under. Is it every 6.5? Or are you going to buy some games up to 6.5 and make sure you take over? Orlando says he likes the Canes at home. Latifah's giving us the devil ears there.
I'll take that plus 130.
Yeah, I'm on the Devils here. Terrific road team. Terrific at making money. So let's take the Devils here against a good Carolina team. One of the better games of the night here, I would say. I'm on the Devils with Mindy. Second premium consensus. We're over
We're up
our
to 9. Yep, we're over the 7 over under.
Okay, we gotta get our winning streak back. We're definitely on a 1 day subpar streak, no doubt
Yes.
about it. After yesterday.
Stupid
Okay,
team.
the Wild here against the Rangers. Rangers minus $1.40, 6 under 15.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Rangers at home today, minus 140. They're ranked 11th in goals for. The Wild 22nd right now. On the defensive side, both these teams have given up about the same amount of goals here. The Wild just have a lot of, penalty minutes, so I'm just going to say that the Rangers are going to get a power play goal here tonight. I'll take the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers been doing well. Minnesota doing well as well. And another good game here. Both teams 22 wins so far this season. So I was kind of thinking the Wild might be competitive in this one. I'm not going to necessarily lay any. I don't think it's a terrible price on the Rangers at $1.40 at home, but I'll probably end up pivoting here to the under. Crush says lay the goal and a half. Going to get some good money on that one. Plus $1.80, I would think. Maybe $1.75. You can get even better at some of the true discount shops. But for me, I'm going to end up going on the under in this one. You got a Rangers team that's gone under in 7 of their last 10. Both teams kind of trend to the under for the most part. Rangers are 12 and 15 to the under as a favorite. And I'll go under in this one. Let me see, make sure that 6 under 15 is good. Yeah, because to me, Ranger games, I'm almost automatic now on these Rangers under. So Latifa here under, Curtis under. Orlando says he likes the Wild to get back on track. So Mindy's on the Rangers. I'm on the under in this one. All right, next up, the Blue Jackets and the Lightning. Here's a $4 favorite here, Mindy, 6 over 20.
I'm not going to be having any part of that today, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the under here. Over the last 2 games, the Blue Jackets have scored 2 goals a game. Lightning have scored 1.5 goals per game. Under 9 and 2 in the Blue Jackets last 11. Under 7-1 the Lightning's last 9. Let's take the under.
All right, Mindy goes under in the game between Columbus and the Lightning today. Columbus on the road, 5 and 10 to the under away from home. So I couldn't believe it. Lightning aren't scoring anything, huh? Butterscotch says Tampa team total over here in this one. Crush says he likes the under 6 with you here. Orlando also Lightning team total over. So they think these guys are gonna. And Crush says he thinks they'll score 6 by themselves. So they like the Lightning to kind of get healthy here against weak Columbus. And I'm gonna agree with them. I'm gonna lay the puck line here.
Okay.
It's a pretty high price. I mean, especially at $4, but it is minus $1.60 or so. But I'm going to go ahead and do it on the show here and take Tampa Bay minus 1.5. I actually think the line, realistically could easily be, for 30 cents higher. I would think for maybe 435, 450 even here the way this is looking to me. So here comes some support for Tampa puck line as well. Latifa probably will not even be watching this one. All right, Mindy's on the under, and I'm on the puck line with the Lightning. Jets and Red Wings in this one. The Jets on the road here, $1.30, 6 over 15.
Well, I'm going to take the Jets on the puck line today. I think this one is going to be a good game for them. Minus 1.5, about plus 180 here. The Jets are 13 and 5 here on the puck line. Red Wings 10 and 10. Yeah, I like the Jets today. I think they had a little bit of a dip. I think they're kind of back on their ways to getting some wins here today.
Scotch is with you, it sounds like, in this one, and also Crush is with you. Dave says, check it out right now. He's got some Blue Jacket steam coming in. Let me check that. Let me check it out for sure and see what's going on. Yeah, looks like down, showing one book currently 415 on the move. Consensus line still about 435. So maybe I would say this. Maybe Dave, on Don Best, I pay for the 2 minute delay. I don't pay for the $500 service. I pay for the cheaper service. So this one might be maybe in 2 minutes. I'll start to see that line move a little bit. Let's see here. You go to my other. Let me go to the other line service here on this one, Mindy, and see if we can detect that. I'm not quite seeing it yet, so we will see in just a moment. I'll just wrap up my play here by going on the under here in this one with Winnipeg and Detroit. Looks like I'll be getting 6 at maybe even money or so. I want the under in Winnipeg. Oh, I saw some other comments coming in here. With Winnipeg and Detroit. Wings over, going against. Curtis and I haven't been going against each other too often of late, but here we will be going against one another. Dave says he does see a minus 360. That sounds like a great price. I'd almost be willing to. No, probably can't get an ARB out of that. Orlando says stop sleeping on the Red Wings defense. No doubt. I mean, these guys are playing a lot of unders. Okay, Winnipeg, we already know they're one of the most solid unders in the league. 6-12 to the under as a favorite, 13-25 and 2 to the under overall. Detroit 7-13 to the under at home. So Mindy's going to be on the puck line. I agree with you, Mindy. I can't lay a goal and a half, but you're getting a great price there, at least plus $1.75, if not higher, by laying that puck line here in this one. So I'm going to go under, though. I trust Winnipeg on the money line, but I'm not going to lay a goal and a half with you. Let's give them 2 plays, and I'll go under. You take the puck line, I'll go under. Scott says 3-1. That gets us both home.
Here we go.
All right, Stars and Isles here. The Stars, $1.15. Total 5.5.
Yeah.
Shaded to the over, but mostly I think we're seeing 5.5s. If I check that line service that we're both on, I'm showing this one kind of creeping up. I'm showing one popular Las Vegas book 5.5 over 20. Another American online book 5.5 over 15. So we'll call it 5.5 over 15. No one sees any 5.5 even a shade of the under anymore.
That's true. I'm still gonna go under though. The last 2 of 3, both the Stars and the Islanders have scored under 2 goals. Unders 5-1-1, Stars last 7, 3-1-1. The Islanders last 4. I'm gonna still take the under.
I agree. I agree. I think it will go under at 5.5. It's almost like one of those things. If you're kind of a market person, right? You never see 5.5, so it's obviously going to be an under here, right? Especially with Odinger. I think everybody agrees this guy continues to play pretty solid right now in net. Dallas 6-15-1 to the under on the road right now, and they have also gone under in 7 of their last 10. Crush says he does kind of want to take the Islanders here at home. I get it. They're 12-6 straight up at home, but watch out. Dallas 12-7 straight up on the road. Curtis says over. He loves the 5.5. Orlando says over. Scott does go with the Isles. So I think I'd probably lean Isles. I don't know if it's going to be a premium, but I'm going to take under, Mindy. We're kind of against the chat here. And let's go under 5.5 as our third play on the hockey card here.
It is 3.
Okay. Flames and Blues.
Go.
Yeah. Flames here, $1.65, 6/15.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the Flames today. This Blues team, I don't know what to ever think about them. Flames still here, 7th in penalty kill percentage. Blues are 28th in the league at 72.5%. I'll take the Flames.
All right. Mindy's on the Waka Waka Flames here. In this one, they're laying a pretty big price. I can't lay that price on the road with the Flames, despite how good they've been. St. Louis has gotten their season back together a little bit, but Calgary pretty hot of late, 6-2-2 in their last 10 games. Not too shabby, but I don't know if that's equitable to the price that we're seeing there. Tool King Home joining us today. Good to see him as always. And let's see, we've got here comes Butterscotch on St. Louis here. I think Orlando's talking about this game where he's on the over. Blues money line for Crush. I'm going to go back to Orlando here because that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go over. I mean, if it's St. Louis, I'm going over. Scott says he doesn't know if the Flames can keep this streak going here. So, how about St. Louis? They've gone over in 35 of their last 36 games. It seems like going over right now. 9-1 in the last 10. I want to say it's also like 13 out of the last 16 or 13 out of the last 15. Going off the top of my head on that one, so don't quote me on that.
I'm quoting you.
Yeah, I know it's something close to that. 26, 13, and 2 to the over this year. 10, 6, and 1 to the over at home. 16 and 10 to the over as a dog. I'm going to go over with Calgary and St. Louis today in this one. Orlando doesn't even care. Just score.
Right.
Curtis says Flames puck line. Flames puck line minus 1.5 at plus 165. Seems you guys taking some puck lines today, getting that plus money. Mindy's on the Flames. I'm on the over. All right. Sharks and Coyotes. Well, this one will burn up the ice in the 5,000-seat arena in Arizona. And in this one, the Sharks on the road is a road favorite for the Sharks. 6.5 under 20.
I'm going to go with the over. It's hitting 11 of the Coyotes last 14 games versus the Sharks over the last 3 seasons. That's all I got.
Good enough for me.
All right.
I'll take the over with you as well at 6.5, but more so just because what these teams are kind of doing right now. The Sharks, they've been a favorite 9 times this year. They've gone over in 8 of those games. Meanwhile, Arizona 20 and 16 to the over as an underdog. So Sharks in general do go over anyways. So, but I can't believe San Jose is a road favorite here against anybody, especially a Sharks team that has basically the same record as Arizona. Arizona's at home. They kind of have the same record. Why? I think they're just kind of still this, and I don't say it's the wrong perception of Arizona. They're not very good. Scotch says lay the puck line at plus 180, 175. So I get it here, but Crush comes right back and says he wants the Coyotes. So here comes a prop from Orlando. In this one, I understand Scotch. Hey, not necessarily a gamble. I do have a problem with the fact that San Jose is a puck line favorite, just 2 and 7. That doesn't quite get you there at plus 185. Meanwhile, Arizona 20 and 16, but you got to lay 215 to get that 1.5. That's not very equitable either. So I might end up with the Coyotes as a premium, quite frankly. But I'm going to go over with Mindy here and take this one over the 6.5. You mentioned this, Mindy, in the season series. These teams definitely been going over. The one meeting they did have this year so far did go under 3-2. San Jose won that one on the road, but before that it was a bunch of overs and a push. So I'm going to go over in this one, San Jose and Arizona with Mindy for our fourth play. Let's see if we get a 5-pack with Bob and the Panthers coming in to take on uh, Gorgiev and the Avalanche. Avalanche minus $1.30, 6/20.
Who do you like today, Ramon? I have to try to read your mind. See what we got. I'm taking the Avalanche. Yeah, Avalanche 6th in goals. Panthers 22nd in goals. Avalanche 24% on their power play percentage, putting them at 11. Panthers 20.3, putting them at 21 ranking team in the NHL. I'll take the Avalanche here, minus 130.
No, I think it's a great price, especially at $1.30. I mean, look what Florida's done. They're 2-6 as an underdog this year, 8-13 on the road. Avalanche, maybe they've underachieved at 20-15 so far. Maybe they're just waiting to get their stride. I don't think they're as, I don't want to say bad as 20-15. I mean, that's still above 500. I mean, we just expect a little more, I think, from them. But no, I'm on them. I'm on them with you.
So we got a 5-pack. All right.
Yeah, I don't mind Colorado in this game at all against the Panthers. 8-13 on the road, straight up for Florida. Colorado just 9-7 at home, but for me, I like the Avalanche. So
all right.
All right.
All right. I'll try to do a recap here while you're going over things.
Latifah's on Colorado. Here's Orlando, Avs and the under. We got Crush, Avalanche is on them, Scotch as well. In this one, let me get to that. Scotch says Colorado as well. So, all right, good show, everybody. Thanks we'll go over to tonyspicks.com as well while Mindy kind of gets us going so we can put our plays there in the chat for everyone. And head on over to tonyspicks.com, use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 20% off all of the premium pick packages. Dave also coming in there, says he's going to go with us on Colorado in this one. Mindy, the final game. Yep, there we go. Doing some work on the back end. All right, there you go. 11 picks we had, Mindy, so check that out. Rush is helping us out there. I want to mention one thing here. Oh, Carl. Here's Carl. Good to see Carl here today. We got up to, I think, did they say 70?
71 is, I think, where we maxed out. That's our top.
Okay. All right. Appreciate everyone. Let's peek at Tony's picks while Mindy gets us ready here, get out of here and get to the show. We'll mention UFC card this weekend. The main event was canceled, and they've actually had to come up with another main event, but it was just interesting because it'll be the second fight in a row that Sean Strickland will be the main event. He just fought back in December. I guess these guys don't get any, I guess you just fight a month later and come back. But the main event between Gastelum and Imavov was canceled after Gastelum came up with another injury. And he'll be now taking on Sean Strickland, who just, I believe, lost a 5-round decision. And they'll end up fighting this one at 205 pounds. Anybody who follows me on my personal Twitter account, I'll be having the podcast today with my MMA expert today. So if you guys have ever checked out that show, I have a podcast.
I like it.
Yeah, I have a podcast with one of the top internet Twitter experts. Certainly, this guy's top notch. He's got like 20,000 Twitter followers, and he didn't buy them. So check that one out. Start to peek at some of these. Let's see. Carl has a. Let's see. Is that Auburn and Ole Miss? Let me just mention this for Carl. He's asking about Auburn and Ole Miss. Carl, up on the site, it's not up there yet, I don't think, but I do have a preview of that game on the website on our sponsor podcast. Our
what did you do? Site or total
on that game?
Yeah,
the total.
The total. Okay. All right, I'll let you have that because I got a premium on the side. So
Oh, okay. Okay. So
yeah, because otherwise, if you're doing the side, right, you have a video. I was going to go ahead and say what I had for total. So,
oh, okay.
but I suggest watching the video.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I'm just gonna flash up here. The picks starting to come in from Mindy as far as our premiums here. Magic Hornets and Pistons over as well. So yeah, that's a good idea, Betman, to screenshot the picks. Yes, Mindy is married. Here comes
Who's asking that?
Avalanche, Sharks over, Stars under, Devils and Canucks. And let's see. Did you already do? Are you still typing some in, or did I miss?
No, I got them all. That should be all in
Oh
there.
yeah, there it is. College basketball right there. Okay, that's all we had was the three sports. So pretty good card for everybody. Thanks a lot. Appreciate everyone in the show. Yeah, Carl, thank you. I
Did
don't
he have
want.
another game that he wanted to do, or are we good for
Well,
this?
yeah, but I mean, if you got a premium, and I picked
Oh
the.
no, he was asking Florida or LSU.
I got a premium actually on the side in that game, but
Okay.
I didn't know if you had anything necessarily.
I can take a look to if you want to know what I got for a
Yeah, I
total,
mean,
something like
hey, I
that.
mean, this is. I'll mention one other thing here. Why don't you check that out? The Dallas Mavericks are getting steamed right now within the last 10 to 15 minutes or so.
Well, here's what I have, Ramon. If folks are interested
Pardon me.
in the Florida LSU with my numbers, I have a LSU total of 132 in one model, 134 in the other, for and under play, under 139 in that one.
Okay, hold on one second, Mindy. Let's
Okay.
go ahead and do something here real quick.
Yeah, see, because it's one of those like we try to decide what games to do. We try not to maybe, pick the same games as Tony because we know he's going to go ahead and feature some of his. So we try to maybe hit the best matchups and then kind of, fill some in there, for the rest.
Yep. I'll give everyone a little secret. You guys watch Tony's show, and I don't think it's 100% always because sometimes the game is maybe just a little too early. But on all of Tony's shows, he'll either do the first game on the card or the last game on the card. A lot of times, everybody notice that a little bit.
I
I
have
think
not.
he's even admitted to that. I don't think I'm giving out any big secrets or anything, but it's kind of cool that he does that. And so go ahead, Mindy, with this one. What did you say? Say it again, please.
Yeah, so for Florida here at LSU, I will look up my handy dandy spreadsheet here. And I have this one coming in at a total on two different models, one at 132, the other at 134. So that would be putting me on an underplay under 139 here today. Well, I guess under 137 now. 139 is where I had it this morning.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely gone down between the game between Florida and LSU. Like I said, please check out my 5-pack. I want to mention that. Maybe that's why I'm kind of doing this too. Try to get some sales out of this one. But in this game between Florida and LSU, I'm going to agree with Mindy here on this total. That's why I wanted to pop it up there on the screen. I mean, these teams have been solid unders so far. You got the teams are combined 11, 18, and 1 to the under. In fact, Florida 3 and 7 to the under in their last 10, 3, 6, and 1 to the under for LSU. LSU also 1 and 4 to the under as a dog. Florida 1 and 3 to the under on the road. Let's go under 137.5 for another one, Mindy.
Yeah, that's right. All right. I like it when we end on an odd number as well. So I feel like, why be even? Like, why should we be, if we were to happen to lose, which you don't want to, but 6 and 6, I mean, now I'm playing soccer.
And one more, I don't know if Georgia Tech and Notre Dame.
Okay, I got that one. I know.
Again, and also, you guys, like I said, if you guys want to, Mindy, we already took down the games that we want to look at tomorrow. That would help us too a little bit. We'll be here. Hey, Carl wants every game. We might just do it here while we got time. But let's see, Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. In this one right now, Notre Dame's a 5-point favorite, and the total has dipped here to 136. Let me go ahead and see if I can whip up a graphic real quick. If you are getting something together on this one,
Yeah.
Mindy, but we want to have the graphic up there. We can make a video out of it. Gives us more views, and Tony likes that. So. Georgia Tech and Notre Dame here. Notre Dame's a 5-point favorite. The total, as I said, 136 and a half. This is game 6-15, 6-16. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean my my total comes in at 137.685. So I will not be touching that. But I do go ahead and lean here to Georgia Tech here at +5 today. I have Georgia Tech actually, winning this one outright, 70-68. So I will go ahead and take Georgia Tech. Both these two teams are pretty high off, with their offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency. Georgia Tech is a little bit worse than Notre Dame, but still pretty similar. And they rank very similar in tempo, pace of play.
Well, I don't want to screw things up, Mindy, with our odd number. I want to maybe even take a look at one more game. So maybe we can even crank out one more. But I want to take Georgia Tech with you here. I mean, Notre Dame's a terrible spread team. They're 3-13 against the number this season, including 3-8 against the spread at home. Georgia Tech isn't that great, but they are 7-7 ATS this year. Does concern me that on the road might be a little bit of an issue, but I'll take Georgia Tech in this +5 points. So
okay. And then we want to do one more, Butler and St. John's.
Okay.
Or is everyone getting tired of us?
Right. Well, we're still hanging on with our fifth. We're just desperate to hang on to our viewers, maybe. Well, I will mention this, though, Mindy, so I don't know if this is going to change, not to change your handicap necessarily, but it might change what we end up doing on this game. St. John's is down to a 3.5 point favorite, and the total here pretty high at 149. I do have a premium pick in my 5-pack on the side in this game.
Okay. And you said it went down to St. John's is -3.5.
Yeah, -3.5 in this one. The steam came in on the over and it's gone way higher now. I mean, it opened as low as 146. Now you're seeing some 149s. One Vegas book hanging on at a 148 or so, but definitely a game that was as high as 4.5 is down pretty much to 3.5 across the board.
Oh, well, Ramon, I have that coming right in on the total. I feel like I can't really do much with that because now I have one at 146, one at 150. That puts me right in the middle. I don't think I want anything to do with that. I'll give out my side pick on this one. I do have Butler. I don't know what you're coming in with. I mean, we won't have a consensus play, but I come in with Butler here. I'll still, take them getting a few points here, 3.5 now.
Okay, yep, Butler, definitely doing okay of late. They're 10-7 straight up. St. John's 11-6 straight up here. I am going to look at the total in this one. Like I said, I do have a premium in my 5-pack currently up, so I'm not going to, discuss too much there in that one. But for me, I like this total, especially now at the steam came in at 149. I was already looking under because Butler has been a pretty solid. They're 0-6 to the under. All 6 of their games as an underdog have gone under this season. They're also 1-4 the under on the road and 7-10 to the under overall. I'm going to go under in this one with Butler and St. John's here. So Butterscotch likes St. John's. And sorry, I missed the picks on that last game that we did, just because we're kind of flying here.
Winging it.
seat of our pants. So maybe Carl wants one more, or Mindy.
All right. I'm ready. I mean, I
Well,
can go through the whole
yeah.
card, I guess,
Well, yeah. I
like,
mean,
okay,
well, especially you got
we
work.
have it done.
You got work to do too. But um, so okay,
Sure.
Rodney coming in with some stats here though. Says St. John's allowing a bunch of points.
Boatload.
So yeah, I mean maybe that's why we've seen that total go up as well. But Butler does play a little bit of different brand of basketball. Certainly, maybe it won't transcend necessarily on the road. So, uh, well, Carl wants to take a look at St. John's and Georgetown, and yeah, I mean I'm ready to
No,
go.
Seton Hall in Georgetown.
I'm sorry. Yes, Seton Hall and Georgetown. No, I have my notes ready to go on. I just don't have
Yeah.
any graphics, and we're going to make graphic every time because that way we can get another bid. We can get another bid out of it.
Right.
Seton Hall on the road here, a 9-point favorite, and the total is 141.5. Let me just get it before you get going. Get all the info and comments up there. Seton Hall on the road here against St. John's. Seton Hall is a 9-point favorite, and this total 141.5.
141.5. Okay. Well, I do have a premium on the side, so I am going to go over the total here. In this one, I do have two teams that rank pretty high in offensive efficiency here. I don't know where it ranks them, but I mean, it's about 105 to 103. So if we're looking at, 100 points here on average, they're well above that. Defensively, maybe Seton Hall is a little bit worse on defense, but yeah, I tend to think this one's going to go ahead and click to the over, especially at the tempo ratings of 67 and 68.
Well, Butterscotch has it right. I mean, Georgetown is pretty much garbage. I think that's proven at this point. So I agree, Minnie. We want to end on an odd number too. So I want to go over in this one because Georgetown can't stop anybody. I mean, that's just it just doesn't. They're 8-2 to the over in their last 10, 11-6 to the over overall. This was already on my premium afternoon list that I hadn't put a package together for yet. But why not put in our team Steam package for everybody? So this is a freemium, if anything. Now it's a premium with Mindy and I. You can pick up all of our plays there over on the website if you don't catch it on the show, or you can go back and watch the videos of any of those games. But since we're talking about it right now, I'm going to go over with you, Mindy, at 141.5 with these two teams. Georgetown, yeah, they are terrible right now. Betman's questioning whether Georgetown can score enough. And yeah, well, usually what happens is they just kind of end up, getting numbers on the back end because of the tempo. Mindy mentioned kind of the pace, I think, here to a certain extent. So let's go over in this one, 141.5. I definitely have it well into the 140s here in this one. So, hey, good to see Brandon the Great here as well. Yeah, Brandon, we just talked about Auburn. I have a video up there on that game. So there was one other one. I think Carl's done with us unless we got one more, he said, Michigan State and Wisconsin. Mindy, once again, if you're ready to preview one with these two, but I will mention right away. Now, I think I've covered all 5 games that I have in my card, in my premium card. So I will not be discussing the total in this one, but I can tell you that the total did get steamed up in the game between Michigan State and Wisconsin. So right now it's up at 126.5. Let me get the graphic going here. Michigan State is a road favorite, it looks like, but just by a point. In fact, there might be even some pick'ems out there. Michigan State at Whiskey in Big Ten country with Mindy.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams have terrible defensive efficiency, but still pretty well offensively. Michigan State, I have this one a 71-64 victory. I have Michigan State winning by 7. So I will take them minus 1.5 as my free pick. Or I guess my fun one.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to see kind of how the show operates a little bit and why we end up picking the games that we do, kind of. So a lot of times, it seems like Mindy and I are never disagreeing because, well, we're giving out free picks, so I can easily pivot to a side or total, just giving out free picks here. And my opinion, I'm always going to have opinion on almost 9 out of every 10, maybe even 19 out of every 20, because to me, even a 1.5, 2 point difference is at least a lean. So we can give those out on the show. Why not? But here, since I have a premium on Michigan State and Mindy is recommending Michigan State, I have to go against Mindy here and take Wisconsin at home here to win this one. So a little bit of a challenge, if you will. Wisconsin, both teams great, no doubt about it, having a good season so far. Wisconsin 11-3 straight up. They are 6-1 at home on the road. Michigan State pretty hot right now, no doubt about it. But I'm going to take Wisconsin here in this one and go against Mindy here.
That's okay. We can do one a day, right? It's fun.
Let's see if we had any picks on this.
Yeah, we already did the Villanova DePaul. So
okay, yeah, we did that. We previewed that game. Just back it up a little bit, Carl, and you get our preview on that one. There's
and we did
Batman
North Carolina as well. So you can just
here
check those out.
On Michigan State. So appreciate everybody. Yep, we did that one too, Carl. Good to see you. So don't forget, everybody, you can always bring in the next day here, so we're not, on the fly a little bit with these, but we do appreciate everyone's comments. Let's get out of here, Mindy, before we break down the whole card. And appreciate everyone. Appreciate us getting us to a record again. So like and smash. That's how it gets up on the algorithm a little bit when people start looking for, sporting events, or picks and stuff. That's how we catch on new subscribers. That's how it works, apparently. And everyone, Tony does have 36,700 subscribers to his channel. So I don't know how we're only getting 70. We should have 700.
Right.
Anyway, we'll be here until we get to that point. Hey, one more thing before we go, Mindy. Just want to talk about one of the games that we talked about getting some steam right now. It's not the total though. We previewed the Temple and Tulsa game. Right now, that under is getting steamed. It was 142.5, but we're seeing it move lower right now on those odd screens. So, all right, thanks a lot, everybody. Catch you tomorrow for Mindy on. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.